Hey guys, so I thought it might be a really good idea to try and recreate a reformer class on the mat. I've tried some of the exercises, probably wasn't my best idea insofar as it's really tricky, but I think that for all you people out there that are missing reformer, hopefully this will give you a little bit of a taste of what you've been missing since we haven't been able to do our reformer classes. You don't need much for this workout. Like, I've brought a few different bits and pieces here, but most of it is totally optional. What you will need is either a set of sliders, a really slippery pair of socks, so probably woolen socks if you've got like timber or tile floors, paper plates, Tupperware lids. Just go through like just random stuff you've got around your house, check in, see if you can find some slippery stuff. Sliders are great because they've got, they can work on carpet and on timber and tiles, but if you don't have them, there's so many options that you can find around the house. So that's the main thing that you do need: your body, your sliders, and that. You may also like a cushion. There's some kneeling work here where you'll actually be on a solid surface, and you possibly like that under your knees. You can also add in, if you want to, some hand weights or some resistance bands. Absolutely not essential. Obviously they just add some load to some of the movements that might just become arm movements because we've obviously taken our straps out of the picture. So I actually decided to go with some really slippery socks for this one. So there's a little bit of a fashion faux pas, but it is what it is. So we will kick on. Okay, so I want you to, for those of you that do reformer, for those of you who do that, this will mean nothing possibly, but I want you to imagine that your mat is your reformer, and I want you to choose an end that is going to be the foot bar end, and choose an end that is going to be the end that your straps go through. So we're still going to be turning around at different times as though we're facing those parts of our reformer to make it as authentic as we possibly can. Without too much further ado, I'm going to kick on. So we're going to start with our footwork, just like we normally would in a reformer class. So you're going to come down to lie on your back for me. Just settle yourself into your mat nice and comfortably. You're going to need to bring your feet up. We're going to do 4 positions of the feet, so we'll do the traditional positions. So the first position is a turnout position. Now when we start moving the legs, obviously we're not pushing ourselves away, so this is going to become a lot more abdominal focused than the footwork might normally be, but that's okay, that's part of the challenge. The other thing is we're going to put our headrest up. So you've got your headrest up now, you're holding that headrest up, you're going to need to push your legs in and out 10 times in your turnout position. So we are trying our best to run the feet parallel with the floor, just like what would happen if we were on our reformer. Just pulling them in and out. Obviously, if you need a little bit of less headrest for a moment there, you can take that out. Otherwise, hanging on to that headrest. Alright, once you've done 10 repetitions in your turnout position, we're going to come in to being on our arches. So obviously there's nothing there. I want you to really wrap those feet. You're going to zip the legs together now, so calves, knees, thighs all together. And you're going to imagine you're trying to wrap your toes over and your heels under a bar. And same thing, we're pressing out and I think pulling in through those arches to bring those knees back to your chest. And again, you're going to take 10 reps like that, and you're doing your best to try and keep those feet running parallel with the floor. So we're looking for 10, as I said. Feels like a lot, I can tell you. And then if you need to, you can take a moment, come on down, take a rest, and then we're going to soldier on as though we are on our heels. So this time we're coming back into that tabletop position, legs still together, feet are flexed. This time our headrest is back up, and again we're pressing ourselves out and pulling back in. Pressing out nice and long, pulling back in. Again, you've got 10 of these. Try not to race through it. So imagine you're working at about the pace of your breath. So we've got about 2 more from here. 1 more. And breathe in. Whew. So you should already have a bit of heat working up in the front of the tummy. We've got one last thing to do here, which is our calf work. Again, we've got 10 reps, so we're going to press out. We'll be taking the heels under the full bar, pulling the toes back towards the knees, and then coming up high on our toes. Alright, so head rest is back up, legs back up. This time we've got more of a pointed foot to start. You're going to send that out, you're going to pull those toes back towards your knees, press the toes back out, and then pull those knees back in. And again, you've got 10. So you're not loaded here, but really try and push lots of energy out through those heels as you draw those toes back towards your knees. Try and feel it in your calves. 2 more. All right, and come on down. All right, so from here, oh, that's a lot of abs. From here, we're going to go into our 100, which is exactly what you want to do just after you've been pushing out your legs for like 40 reps, but that's okay. I'm going with the classical order too this morning, I should say that, so the order of the traditional repertoire. I've just removed the exercises that I felt were not really going to be accessible for people on the mat, or I couldn't work out how to make them happen on the mat. So our first exercise in the classical order with hands in straps is the 100. So we're going to start with our arms up to the ceiling. We're going to imagine our legs are long and resting on our platform. Of course, you can start from tabletop if you prefer. You're going to take an inhale here to prepare, and then on your exhale, you're going to swing those hands down, lift the head and chest and the legs. You're breathing in and out. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, halfway, and out, in, out, in, out, 20 to go. Out, in, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, bring those knees in, lower the head and chest, lower the legs. Oh gosh, that got tricky towards the end there, trying to count that out loud and breathe at the same time. Okay, so the next thing that would happen from there is overhead, which is actually an inversion with the hands in straps. We don't actually practice it that much in the reform classes here. But it's very similar to the rollover and or jackknife in the mat work. So many of you will probably still have done something like it. So for this one, we would imagine those hands are back up to the ceiling in our straps. The legs are zipped together, lying long over our platform. All we're going to do is send those hands down to the mat. Same time, legs come up and over, back behind. Flex those feet. And then roll back on down. And once the legs get to about 90 degrees, the hands start to lift back up. Nice. So from there, we've got 2 more of those. So sweep those hands down, same time, legs go up and over. Flex those feet, try and find the floor if you can. And then start to roll on down. And hands come back to the ceiling. We've got 1 more of those. So sweep those hands down, legs come up, and flex those feet, and then bring them back on down, and arms to the ceiling. Now I should also let you know, the classical repertoire mostly has only 3 reps of the vast majority of the exercises, probably because they really are quite difficult. So the next thing we're going to do is coordination, which is typically a tricep exercise that you would do with your hands down at the mat, then come back to the shoulders. We start in tabletop. If you want to add some weights into this, you absolutely can. You can also do it weight-free. They're not essentials to exercise at all. But otherwise, we're going to start laying down, upper arms glued to the mat, forearm is kind of up towards, facing up towards the ceiling, palms up, hands back towards the shoulder. And we've got to turn that position with the knees and with the toes, heels connected. From there, we are going to press the hands down to the mat, send out the legs, lift the head and chest. Open the legs with pointed toes, flex the feet, zip them together, bring the knees in, bend the elbows, and lower the head and chest. You've got 2 more like that. So send everything out. Open the legs, pointed toe, zip the legs, flex feet, knees bend, elbows bend, chest lowers. Once more. Send it out. Open, close, knees, elbows. Whew. All right. So that's the end of our arm work or hand straps section. From there, we're going to go into our rowing series from here. So we're going to do our back rowing to begin with, which means we need to be facing the back end of our mat. So we're going to spin around, legs are long, flex feet is nice. Again, you don't need any weights to do this. If you want to use weights or even a resistance band for it, you can. 400 gram tin of tomatoes, if you can find more of them on at the supermarket, you can go with that as well. We're going to do round back rowing to begin with. So we're going to start with our legs long, arms reaching out in front of us. We're stacked up nice and tall. And then all you're going to do is you're going to start to pull those hands into your chest simultaneously. You're going to scoop your belly, you're going to start to roll back. Roll back to your sticking point, so where your arms like, oh, this is tough. Open your arms out to T, palms facing behind you. Then you'll dive forward, sweep the arms back behind. If they can touch, great. If not, great. And then circle them up and around, dive for your toes, and then sit back up nice and tall. You got 2 more like that. So pull those hands in, scoop the belly, roll back. Arms come to T, we dive on forward, arms come behind. Sweep the hands over the toes and sit back up nice and tall. Once more, hands to chest, belly scoops, roll on back. Arms to T, dive on forward, arms behind, and then circle those arms up, dive over the toes, and back up nice and tall. Alright, from there we're going into our flat back version. So we don't have the resistance of the ropes here. It's going to be more challenging because you're an unsupported lever. So just bear that in mind as you go back, because you're then going to reach your hands overhead and extend that lever further. So starting with the elbows essentially straight out from the armpit, palms are going to be facing towards your face, and then all we're going to do is take a lean back. Once you get again to that sticking point, you're going to reach those arms back behind you and get long. Dive forwards over your toes. Circle those arms back and around, and then sit back up nice and tall. We're going to do that twice more. So lean on back, reach away, dive forward with the toes, circle the arms back and around, and sit back up nice and tall. Once more. Hinge on back, straight back. Reach up, dive forward with the toes, take those arms back, circle them around, much like butterfly stroking the pool, and then sit back up nice and tall. Alright, we're going to switch that around to our front rowing. So of course, we need to spin around to face the other end of our mat. For this one, truly it doesn't matter for these, obviously, because we have nothing connected to us, but for authenicity's sake, we will face the correct direction. Okay, so our next exercise from here in front rowing is starts with sitting tall. So we do, again, need to sit up nice and tall. Toes pull back towards the knee, so flexed foot. If you find yourself rounding out a lot through the low back, you can grab a cushion, bolster, whatever, pop it onto your butt, get yourself a little bit of lift there, and that'll help you stay up nice and tall rather than punching out through the back there. Alright, so palms up to the ceiling, elbows are tucked into the waist, feet are flexed, and all we're going to do is send those arms out and away from us. Then you come down to the mat, and they're going to sweep up to the ceiling, out and around, and back to the start. We've got twice more on that. So send those arms out long, lower them down towards the mat, reach them up to the ceiling, circle them out and around, bring them back to the start. Once more, reach them out, lower them down to the mat, take them up to the ceiling, circle them out and around, and back to the start. So we're adding on to this time, essentially the same movement, but we are starting to add in a lean forward as we send the arms out. So I'm going to use my normal class cues because I think they're always, you know, good for the imagery. So we're going to start again, palms up, feet flexed, sitting up nice and tall. The movements we are imagining here are pull down your pants, take them up to the ceiling, rip them in half, bring it back to the start. So palms to the ceiling, reach forward, pull down the pants, take them to the ceiling, rip them in half. Once more, reach forward, arms lift up, they go out, and we circle back to the start. Okay, from there we go into our salute position, triceps exercise for us here. You can stay with the legs long or you can come into a cross-legged position. Whatever feels better for you is fine here. So I'm going to demo only cross-legged, but then I don't mind if you're still staying with your straight leg here. So we're going to create a diamond with our hands and we're going to bring it to just above our forehead. We can take a little bit of a leap forward if you like. You're going to press your hands away and then you're going to draw those hands back to the forehead. And then if you like, when you press them away and then draw them back, they can come up over the top of the head, shade the top of the head. Again, it's only 3, so it's not a lot. So I really want you to think about how you can put as much energy through those arms as possible as you do that movement. And then we'll go into our hug tree. So as I say, guys, at any stage you can add weights, whether they be dumbbells, tinned food, circular weights, whatever you like, into this situation if you feel like you want a little bit more resistance. So again, up nice and tall, arms are reaching out in front. We're going to open those arms up nice and wide and then think about squeezing back in. I want you to actually imagine you are wrapping your arms around something, maybe like a big like blow-up castle pillar or something like that, so you actually really have to squeeze in. It's not just a, you know, arms floating through the air kind of situation. So really squeeze it in. Again, just 3. Okay. So the next stuff we have to go into is some of our work on the long box. You don't need a long box, so don't get too panicked about how that might look. So we're going to start with some swan. We'll do the swan facing towards the back of the reformer on our tummies, just because it's going to let us go into the next movement, which is the back extension, a little more simply. So obviously we're used to our swan where we get to dive down into that space isn't there. We're going to still try our best to recreate that as much as possible. Now if this is not for you, you can come back to just small chest lifts, that's totally fine. Otherwise it is going to be a nice big lift into extension, loads of energy through those legs, they're separated, and then we're going to dive and let the legs lift on up. Again, you've just got 3, so play around with it. You got time, at least 6 months I'd say. And then come on down. So then we will go into our back extension work. So we would start with our plow, which is our normal work of pulling the straps into back extension. So we will start face down on our mat. Palms are just open, just in front of the shoulders on the mat as well. Legs can be together or separated, whatever feels most comfortable for you. All you're going to do from here is lift those arms. Imagine you're holding onto your ropes and you're just going to extend those arms back behind you, lift the head and chest, bend those elbows and float back down. Twice more for me. Pulling back, lifting the head and chest, get long, and then float back down. Once more, pulling back, lift the head and chest, and float on down. Alright, the next thing we will do from there is go into our T. So that would be like when we would pull our straps and we would pull them out to that T position and then back to our hips while coming into an extension. So I'm going to give you some options here. You can either start from way out in front in an I position if you like. Alternatively, you can start from the T and pull back to your hips from there. I don't mind, either is fine. Let's just do my way there. Okay, so I'm going to start from the front, but like I said, you can start wherever it feels okay for you. We're just going to need a little bit of lift those arms off our mats, and then Bring us to back to our sides, lift the head and chest. And then coming back through T and floating back down. Twice more for me, guys. Pull it up and then float back down. One more like that. Pull back to the hips, lift the head and chest. And then float back down. Alright, so to make efficient use of our box, we're still going to do some more work on our long box now. But you're going to need to come over to lying on your long box from this position. We're going to do some backstroke and some teaser from here. So imagine you're now lying on your long box. You'd be looking to get your long box to be, just at the edge of the bottom of your shoulder blades there. So in this instance, obviously we don't actually have a box. So you need to think about coming into your chest lift here so that it's to the bottom of your scapula or your shoulder blades up off that mat as we work. So we're going to do our backstroke first. So this is going to start with our legs in tabletop in a bit of a turnout position. We're going to take our hands back to that salute position that we had for salute when we were sitting up. And our salute is in at our forehead. So the way this is going to look is you're going to send your salute and your toes to the ceiling. There should be a chest lift there, guys, sorry. And then we're going to open the arms and the legs, find the star, sweep around, find your hundreds position, and then bring it back to the start. This time I'll start with the chest lift, which is supposed to be there. So we've got our chest lifted, and again we're pressing the legs and the hands up to the ceiling. We're going to open those up, circle them around, and then pull them back in. And we've got one more just like that, up to the ceiling, open to your star, circle it around, and pull it back in, and then float on down. It's a really opportunistic time for me to have a calf cramp. Okay, so our next movement is our teaser. So you probably, if you do mat and reformer, you're probably actually starting to see a lot of similarities between these exercises and things we do on the mat. But there's actually a really good reason for that. So Joseph Pilates actually designed all of the equipment exercises to get people strong enough to do the mat practice well. So mat is 100% the hardest version of Pilates. Okay, so we're going to come to what's known as our politically incorrectly crucifix pose, lying on our mat. So legs zipped together, arms out to T. From here we're going to be lifting ourselves into teaser. So your teaser doesn't need to look like anything specific, but ideally what we are looking for is to lift the head, the chest, and the legs, and reach those arms. So you've got arms and legs parallel with one another, and then to float back down into that crucifix pose. Twice more through that exercise. I don't mind if you might be a little bit lower with things, or you might need to take your arms lower and your legs higher, but end aim of the game is to be in this kind of angled bobby pin shape. And lay it back on down. Alright, once more, let's bring it up into our teaser. Don't roll through here. And then lay back on down. Alright, got a bit of heat going there, I think. So the next thing we're going to go into is some of our support work. So these ones I should say can't really work in the same fashion that they do in the reformer because my mat's going this way and normally I need my slippery bit to go this way. So probably wherever you are, you don't need to move your mat, but for me, because I'm on camera here, I'm just going to move my mat out so I can still stay centered on the screen. So this is the bit where you're going to need your slippery socks or your sliders, your paper plates, your Tupperware lids, whatever you've found that gives you the best amount of slip on the surface that you are working on. Alright, now we need to come into a plank position from here. Forewarned, this is much, much harder than it is on the reformer. So we'll be sticking with our 3 classical reps and moving on after each exercise. And I've taken some of the ones that I thought were just too ridiculously difficult out. So we're going to start with our long stretch. You're going to come up into a plank position for me, and then all you're going to do is press yourself away from that mat. Feet are going to go back a little, and then draw yourself forward. It is not going to be a big movement like it is on the reformer. I mean, you might have more there than me, but it's tough to bring yourself back in. That's 3, guys. Didn't look like a lot, felt like a lot. Okay, we're going to go into a down stretch from here. This is one where I think you'll need a cushion. If your cushion slips on the surface that you've got, great. Just go straight on your cushion. If it doesn't, you can always pop your sliders underneath it. This is more just the cushioning for your knees. And this one, possibly trickier even than that long stretch we just did. So we're going to need to get onto our knees and get that nice long plank position that we normally find. So shoulders, hips, knees is nice and straight. This time, pick up your feet rather than dragging them on the floor, otherwise you're just adding more resistance for yourself there. Again, you're pushing away. This is a hard bit, drawing back in. Your cushion might not come with you. That's okay. You've got a moment to adjust. I'm the only one that's going to be recorded on the internet doing that. And twice more. Pushing away. Pull those knees back in. Oh, it's tough. I feel like I should just work straight onto the wood. One more, guys. So we're going to press those knees away, and then we're going to pull them back on in, and admit to ourselves that for some reason kneeling is harder than planking. Okay, next thing we're going to go into is our up stretch. Now, I'm going to do this in essentially a full plank with my hands on the mat. You could probably achieve this with your hands on a chair, on a coffee table, or something similar if this position is a bit too much for you to get into. Otherwise, from a standing position, you're going to bring your hands down onto your mat. Work on your toes. The more of your foot you've got contacted with the floor here, the harder this is going to get. You're going to pull yourself out into a plank, and then take that tail back up to the ceiling. Pull those feet back in, and twice more. Out into your plank. Pull that tail to the sky. And once more, out to plank, and then pull yourself back up into your plank. Whew. Alright, so we've got long back stretch from there. I've taken out elephant because it's ridiculous in this situation. With your long back stretch again, coffee table, chair, all fine. Otherwise you can do it straight from the floor. 3 reps in each direction for this one, so we're going to push into the hands, lift the hips up off the floor a little bit. I want you to start by thinking about scooping the belly out, lift the hips, draw back in, lower the butt down, don't plant it. Press the feet out, lift the hips, draw back in, lower the butt down. Once more, pull in, lower down. Take a moment to reset if you need to, and then we're going to reverse that. So this time, we're going to bring ourselves up nice and high. We're going to press away, lower down, and draw back in. Press up nice and high, send your legs out, lower down, draw back in. Tough. Lift up, out, down, and pull yourself back on in. Oh dear. Once again, I forgot to check the start time, so I have no idea how long I've been going for. We're going to go into some short spine from here, which is everybody's favourite. How good is that? So I'm going to move this mat back into where I had it before. We're going to lay back down on those mats. Again, think that end was the end that your feet are at and your straps are coming from here. Obviously, we need to get a strap on each foot, so if you've got a good imagination, you can pretend that you're doing that right now. Now, if you feel that you need to warm up with some frogs and lift and lowers, by all means, but they are much less approachable without your feet in straps. You may want to just kick on straight into your short spine situation. So it looks exactly like it does on the reformer, or it should look exactly like that. We're going to press the legs out, zip them together. We're going to take the legs up and over, and then
we're going to bend those knees and think about bringing them towards our shoulders, legs are frogged. Try to keep those feet still over our heads as best as we can. We're rolling our tail back down onto the mat as slowly as we can. And we're pressing back out long and low to go again. Twice more. Up and over. Frog it in. The knees down near the shoulders, frogged out around the head. And then keeping those feet high and still. Try to roll that tail back down onto the mat. And you've got that once more. Legs go out. Legs lift up and over. Try not to sink down through the torso, so still try and stay lifted as much as you can. Bend the knees down towards the shoulders. And winding that spine back down onto the mat. Send out those legs. And then you can bring them back into tabletop and lower them on down. Alright. So our next exercise from there is going to be semicircle. Alright, I'm just going to shuffle this mat this way a little bit, just to try and keep myself a bit more centered. So you're going to need to get your feet back onto sliders here. So they're going to need to be off the edge of your mat. I would suggest working on your heels, so much like I said before, the least amount of foot contact with the floor or your slider or whatever, the easier getting your legs to move is going to be. Let's just do a couple of bridges to start with, just so I can catch my breath, and then we'll move into our semicircle. So let's just peel ourselves on up from those mats, and then wind ourselves back down. I reckon if we just find 3 of those, and if I just don't talk for the last one, I should be able to get my breath back. Alright, so this is how this is going to look. We're going to wind ourselves on up into our bridge. We are going to, on our heels, press those legs away, wind ourselves back down onto the mat, pull the legs back in, peel on up from the mat, press the legs away, wind on down, draw back in. One more time in this direction, wind on up, legs go out, draw those legs back in, and wind back down. Alright, we've got to reverse that now. Whew. So, down on the mat, we're going to send those legs out. Don't go too far or you'll never lift. And then lift yourself up. Pull those heels back towards your butt. Wind back down onto your mat. Send those legs back out. Wind on up. Draw back in. Articulate back down. Once more. Alright, push the legs out. Wind on up. Draw the legs back in. Wind on down. Okay, that's a lot, but I think it could be more. So we are just going to have a little burning finisher here. So I just want you to wind up into your bridge position. You're going to hold that bridge. All you're going to do, send those legs out as far as you comfortably can, and then pull them back in. We're going to just find 6. 6 is good. And once more. And then wind on down. Wow, so tough. Okay. Okay. Chest expansion. This is some nice stuff from here. If you want to bring a cushion into this situation, I might suggest that even if you've got a mat, because we'll be going into thigh stretch from here, but you know, you're not obliged. Maybe just have one nearby in case you get going and it's not feeling great. So you don't have to be loaded with this one at all. Then you can add weights into it. You can also add, I've got a broken resistance band here, but you could use a TheraBand or anything like that as well. If you're using a band, you just hold it out in front and it's going to wrap around like that. I'm going to just keep doing this without any weights. I don't need any extra assistance in making this hard right now. So we're going to kneel up nice and tall, palms are open, facing back behind us. All we're going to do is press those arms back as far as we comfortably can. Hold it there. Look to one side, back to centre, to the other side, back to centre, and bring it forward. Twice more. Hands go back. Side, centre, side, centre. Bring it forward. Press it back. Side,
center, side, center. Hold it there. Can you reach any further behind you? Can you reach your fingers long to your mat? And then bring them on forward. All right. Thigh stretch, also we call it chariot. It's the one where we're going to hinge back from the knee. Once you take out your beds, obviously that hinge is less likely to go as far. You don't have support. We're going to reach the arms out in front. Get your feet, about hip distance apart. And then you just got to hinge back from the knee. Lots of quad work there. And then come back on up. And again, hinge back from the knee. And then come back up. You may get a calf cramp as part of this. That's just, it's good. And come back up. Alright. 3 of those is plenty. And a little bit of side kneeling work. So I'm going to do all of this facing you just because I've got the camera happening here. Obviously normally we face one side of the reformer and then face onto the other. So we're going to start with hug the moon. Again, add weights if you like. If you want some resistance, you can absolutely do it with just your body. If you are doing it with just your body, just really always think about like you're moving through resistance rather than that this is a passive movement, okay? So we're going to start with our W arms, and then all we're going to do is send those arms up to hug that moon, and then they're going to come back down to our W. And we're going to do that twice more. Up, hug that moon. At least it's easy to keep symmetry in this one, guys. And one more time. Back to W. All right. From there, we're going to go into side arm or drawing a sword or salakate, which is much nicer without a strap. Again, add a weight if you like. So start with one hand on the hip, the other arm is crossed over the body with the elbow bent. We're going to go out from the shoulder and then extend that arm, reach up towards the top corner of the room, bend the elbow, bring that arm back down. We're going to do that twice more. I can see myself in the mirror here and without a strap, it just looks like a really jolly kind of dance situation. And bring it on down. All right, the last thing here is our semaphore. So normally we get a hand onto our shoulder block here. Obviously we have no shoulder block, so it's going to be a slightly more bent over position. That's okay. Just think about a shortened side plank to the knees. This hand's going to come in front of the face, and then all you're going to do is reach that hand up towards the ceiling, and then bend it back down. And you're going to do that twice more. And bring it back down, and then back to center. All right. We're going to do 3 hug the moons again, so back to your W arms. Again, think moving through resistance. So it's not a passive movement. I really want you to make it be effort. You can absolutely make it feel like effort just using your own body there. Opposite hand is coming down to the side. We've got our jolly little arm extension dance now. Bring it back down twice more. And bring it down, and then our semaphore on the other side. All right, so we're going to go back, hand in front. I always like to think of this kind of like my fair maiden kind of pose to start with my hand here. And then we're just going to reach that hand up towards the ceiling, bend the elbow, bring it back in front of the forehead. Twice more. Once more. And bring it on down. All right. Well done. Where are we? Oh, the short box series. Obviously we don't have a short box, so we're just doing this sitting on our mat. So we're going to think that, again, this is that end of our reformer where we will tuck our feet under. It's not going to tuck your feet under. Maybe if you're at home, you've got a couch or something and you might want to pop your feet under there, but if they're not, it just adds a little bit more challenge for you here. So we're going to start up nice and tall. For this one, we've got our knees bent. And feet flat on the mat. We're going to start with our round back. We're going to start with our arms out in front in this junior arms pose. And all we're going to do is scoop that belly, roll back to wherever is accessible for you, and then roll back up.
You've got to try not to let those feet lift. So if they're not caught under something, only go as far as you can go where you'll be able to get back up without those feet floating back on up. It might be all the way down to the mat and try it and probably regret it, but there we go. It's possible. Alright, flat back. So it's a straight lean. I'm going to suggest people work with the arms reaching out in front. If you want to take them up overhead, you can. It's going to add onto your lever, or you can cross them over your body and make a shorter lever. So this time we're hinging from the hip. So it's a straight hinge, straight back, wherever you can get to, and then the rope, center of the chest, pulling you back up nice and tall. Twice more. Pulling back up. Once more. Lean on back. And then pulling back up. Alright, twist. So you are going to need to straighten your legs out for this one, because otherwise they're going to get in the way of your arms. Just extend your legs out nice and long and flex the feet forward. So this is exactly the same as it is on the mat now. Arms come out to T. All we're going to do is twist to one side. We've got 3 pulses once we get there. And then bring it back to center, and then twist to the other side. Back to center, twice more to each side. We're doing our best to try and keep our butt still and to keep that rotation happening waist up. So if you can feel your feet shuffling backwards and forwards as you work, try and reduce that range a little bit so that you're staying still from the waist down. Okay, climb a tree. Great. Alright, so we're coming back into our bent leg position from here. You're going to need to lean back slightly. Don't mind which leg you start with. Choose the leg, hold on to the back of it, lift that foot. All that's going to happen from here is we're going to extend and bend that leg 3 times. And then we're going to extend it out. We're going to keep it long. We want to walk our hands as far up that leg as we can get. We're going to pull that leg towards our chest 3 times. Then we're going to roll back as we walk our hands down that leg. Come back onto the mat. Nowhere near as scary as it is on the reformer. Reach the arms back, circle them around, and then walk. Much harder to get back up apparently, and walk back up that leg and bend it down. We're going to repeat that on the other side. So pick up the foot, hold on behind the thigh. You've got 3 extensions there for me. From there, you walk your hands up that leg, hold as close to the ankle as you can, pull that leg towards your chest 3 times. Number 3, hold it in. Start to walk your hands down that leg, roll yourself back onto the mat. Once you're down, reach your hands back behind your head, sweep them around, grab onto the back of the thigh, walk back up, and then bend that leg on down. So there's typically 3 on each side. For the purposes of time, I think we'll kick on. If you enjoyed it, by all means come back to it at the end of the class. We're going to do from here a little bit of long spine and then go into some knee stretch, and we're moving towards the end from there. So long spine is another one that will be feet in straps. If you're a creative type, you can absolutely pretend that you're putting those straps onto your feet. So this is the extended leg version of what we did with our short spine before, and we're aiming to go more vertically than back behind us. Let's see how well I can do that without the support of the straps. It's it'll be interesting. Okay, so we're going to start by sending the legs out nice and long. We're going to lift them. We're going to try and send up towards the ceiling as best as possible. So the more vertical, the better. It's tough though. Separate the legs, and then you're going to try and slowly bring that spine back down onto the mat. Circle the legs down, join them back together. So this is actually very similar to the rollover on the mat. When you come up, you separate the legs, you roll back on down. So you can see how all of these exercises are actually preparing you for transitioning onto doing these exercises with body weight on the mat when you do the big reformer. It's quite exciting, really. Very clever. And circle down, and come on down. You'll probably be really glad there's just 3 reps of everything. Okay, so coming up from there, we're going to go into
and knee stretch from here. I'm going to shove this mat this way again. You're going to need to get your sliders back, or your paper plates or your Tupperware or whatever you're using. You can play around with whether you want to do this in a round back position or in an extension or a J curve position, so C's and J's. I'm just going to do it in straight back. I think it's the most accessible version for the most number of people. You are going to have to pick up your knees for this one. So tuck your toes underneath, you're supporting yourself on your hands, you send those legs out and then pull them back in. Send them out, pull them back in. Oh yeah, that's right, this one's got 10, not 3. So do your best to try and keep your butt at the same height throughout. It's quite a lot. And then come on down. Alright, you can just have a little bit of a rest position for a moment there if you need to. You can roll out those wrists if you like. I'm feeling pretty much cooked. I think you guys must be getting fairly close to it. So I'm going to just give us a little bit of side support, a little bit of Russian squats, and then I think I'll send us on our way. Okay, so side support we would normally do with our hand on the foot bar. You can do it from your knees, you can do it from your hands. If you've got slippery socks on and you're going to put your feet onto, well, they might slip on your mat as well, you might need to take your socks off. For this one, obviously you're not going to move in and out for this. You can if you're a total maverick. I'm not going to try it for you guys. And we're just going to come up into a side plank. And I don't mind how you get here. And if you like, you can take that top arm up. If you feel particularly fancy, I don't know if I am today, you might want to lift that top leg, lower it down, come on down, come on down. All right. So you can just spin around straight away to face the other side. I'm just going to go to the other end of the mat, head facing towards the camera. Again, like I said, you can come to knees if you prefer. You can still do all of these things from a knee. Otherwise, coming up into that side plank position, reaching that arm up there. If it's there for you, taking that top leg up if you can. Woo. And bringing it down. And down. All right. We're going to do 3 Russian squats. So if you want to come up to standing, we would normally stand on our bed for this, so we don't practice this very often in the reformer classes here. It's definitely an advanced exercise, much more secure feeling on a mat. All you're going to do, this time I'm going to grab some weights, you don't have to, but if you've got something, you can. So the way that this would normally work is that you would have your arms out in front of you, you'd be standing up nice and tall, and you come into a squat while doing your bicep curl, and then reach back out. So 3 doesn't feel like a lot, even though that's a classical number, but we would normally do it on a moving surface here, so I'm just going to do 6 for funsies. And then put those up and down. Alright, last thing we're going to do is just a little bit of a stretch. So we're going to imagine almost like a front split stretch. Wow, lost my words. So we might normally do this with our foot elevated on the foot bar. If you've got an elevated surface, fine. If not, that doesn't matter. You can come out onto the slippery surface if that helps you at all. And you want something? And all we're going to do, first starting out nice and tall, just think about winding that finger towards your belly button, tucking your tail under. Hopefully a nice bit of stretch across the front of the hip flexor there. And then if you like, you can get your hands down onto the ground. You might be able to do it without getting onto the ground. I'm just adding some slide there. Send that leg back. So hopefully a bit of a hamstring stretch, a bit of a hip flexor stretch, whatever you need there. Alright, bring that back in. And we'll take it on over to our other side. So our foot is coming up. We're going to start off nice and tall. Again, we're going to think about tucking that tail under. And we're going to bring those hands forward. And we're going to send that leg back. You might be able to get that front leg straight up. So play around with that. You've got your slidey surface there. Like I said before, you got time. And then I'll be able to bring it back in. Come back on in. Come on down. Roll the shoulders. And give yourselves a clap. Alright guys, I did not keep an eye on time, don't know how long that took, but thanks so much for joining me. Hope you're having a great week, and I'll hopefully see you again soon.